A and S.
Okay. I'm gonna warm up. I was walking down a long road, haunted by
I imagine Monica LaBonte in the fullest joy, behind a guitar, a banjo, a piano, an accordion, any instrument really, even if she doesn't know how to play it. Yet. Monica is at home behind a microphone in a way that lets you know she doesn't just love to sing, isn't just good at it, but was born to breathe deep and bring you to tears.
Okay. Just don't remember that last chord.
I can't imagine Monica denying her path as a musician and not just leaning into it as a career from birth. But as you'll hear on today's episode, Monica's path was a winding one that took her on the musician's road and into classrooms, always with a guitar and a song. And then, for us, the fortunate Anders, she decided that music was her way forward. On the Ampersand, we call this bringing together of the impossible the alchemy of anding. Together, we'll hear stories of humans who imagine and create by colliding their interests. Rather than thinking of and as a simple conjunction in that conjunction-junction kind of way, we will hear stories of people who see and as a verb, a way to speak the beautiful when you intentionally let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. As St. Mary Oliver asks, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? Oh, I love this question. When I'm mothering, creating, and collaborating, it reminds me to replace a singular idea of what I think I should become with a full sensory verb about experiencing. I'm Erika Randall. And this is Monica LaBonte on the Ampersand.
Before my son was born, I was a full-time working musician. I was still playing 5 gigs a week. And I think by the time my son came, I was ready for a break. And then the pandemic just changed the industry so much. And so I think there was sort of this natural pause in music for me at that time anyways. Like it was kind of already happening or it was about to happen. And then motherhood is just, it really turns your world upside down. So I was ready to put my focus and energy into my son because I discovered quickly that it was just too hard to put all the love and the time and the energy into both. Like I couldn't do both for some time.
What did your schedule look like as a professional musician? What was it touring like? What was it gigging like? What was the writing and recording like?
It was just all over the place. Yeah. I was just a yes person, for 10, 15 years, just saying yes to every gig, to every recording. I didn't do a whole lot of touring, but I was part of a band for 10 years and we did multiple recordings and we played festivals all over the state. We did just a little bit of touring, like up to Oregon. We went to Wyoming one time, but
there was enough of a scene here in Colorado.
Oh, for sure. And then I've been teaching music along the way, so that's kind of
painful.
Kept me afloat.
Is it torture to teach little people how to play the banjo? That sounds like the worst job ever.
Well, I will say this. I really appreciate people who can teach children and do it for their whole lives. I discovered over many years of different kinds of teaching and teaching mostly kids. I've worked with kids in lots of different ways, but I've really come to realize that I love teaching adults. And I do not teach banjo.
Okay. Because that just isn't going to go well.
Yeah, I do not teach banjo. I mostly teach voice.
Okay. And do you ever audition them and then say no? If I auditioned, you wouldn't. No. But there's no guarantee, right? You wouldn't be like, yes, Randall, I got you. You're going to come out of here doing all the musical theater or all the gentle angry folk that you want. How do you what's your slogan for how do people find you? It's find your voice or get recorded or ignore your mother, you've got this, or fill your bucket. How do you come to it with goals for folks.
The slogan thing's funny. I've seen that a lot, actually, where voice teachers have like a thing or a slogan. I do not have a thing or a slogan. I really just meet people where they are, and I don't make any promises because it's not my work, it's their work. So I can show them the tools, but I can't promise that anything is going to happen.
And we all have the tools in our bodies to do this?
For sure. Yeah. It's just like Ratatouille. Like anyone can cook, anyone can sing, but it's hard work. It's hard work, and singing is so intertwined with the heart and the soul and past experiences. And this choir teacher told me, everyone got into the choir except for me, always. Or my mother told me I couldn't sing. Like a lot of people have these stories, and so. It's interesting because I almost have to feel like I almost have to hold a space of like a caretaker or
therapist,
a bit of a therapist.
I would cry in a lesson with you.
I've cried so many
times.
I'm
almost crying when I'm like thinking about me going into a lesson with you.
Totally. It's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And so I will say I have, over the years of teaching, the people who come and are willing to at least let go of a little bit of their story, or those walls, like help their walls come down and let go of excuses and are just willing to try. Those are the most successful people.
Do you say that to them? Do you say, if you're coming in here, you got to peel the onion?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's cool. It's such fun work. And then, I have a background in speech therapy, so I have this knowledge of the actual system.
Is that how your degree from CU serves you? Do you think?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
The systems learning, the anatomical, the somatic. Tell me about that, because that's something that's so interesting to me. And also because I wrote about a character who was a folk singer who then becomes a speech therapist.
Oh.
So that's the character of my novel is the opposite of you.
Interesting.
So, yeah, which I can't wait to, and the book is called Music for Leaving, and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to give it to Monica, because it's like you, but like Benjamin Buttoned. And so often when we get a major, we don't know where it's going to land us.
Yeah.
For you, did you think that these worlds were connected, that you always wanted to be a singer and a singer-songwriter, and you were studying this in college? Or how did that work for you? Tell me about that path.
The path was just so messy.
Yeah, good.
I took 7 years to graduate college with my bachelor's because I couldn't land on one thing. And I did some world traveling in there, and I was a ski bum one winter up in Beaver Creek, and I met one of my dear friends. Her name's Abby, and she brought me to a camp called Camp Aska in Alabama, and I became the music and arts and crafts director for this camp, and it's for children and adults with disabilities. And from that job, I just really fostered a love of like taking care of people and being in kind of like a therapeutic role.
And that was before you declared speech therapy and speech language hearing science as well.
So from there, and I had never had an opportunity to work with people with disabilities. So that was my first, that was just like that experience just changed my course.
And there were generations at this camp. They were all ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All ages. I think it's 6 to, 70 something. And every week is like a different age group and a different.
That's huge to just walk into.
It was wild.
Without prep.
Yeah. Oh, it was wild. And going from a ski bum to...
Yeah, like hyper able community to a different community that has different requirements. Yeah. And asked of you, what was the biggest thing that job, that position asked of you that you had to find or tap into that you didn't maybe necessarily resource yourself with before?
I would say it was the first time that I couldn't be selfish. And I was young, and...
It's just the perfect time to be selfish.
Exactly.
And then also to learn that that's not...
Yeah. So I had to learn to not be selfish, and I had to and it required me to be very humble and just be so present because, this population's so vulnerable, but they're so loving and so kind. And so there's a lot of magic, and it really, truly like changed the course of my life.
And so from there, you went back to school with a new focus? Yeah.
So I declared music therapy, actually. And I went to CSU, which is where I reconnected with my husband. And music therapy, it just didn't feel, I was like, I don't know if I want to like marry these two worlds in such a like direct way.
Mm-hmm. It's really specific.
It just felt too direct. Like I love music so much, and I loved working with people with disabilities, but I didn't want to marry the two. It didn't feel like the right fit. So then I found the speech therapy program at CU.
Yeah.
And that
I love that you had to go further outside. Like it was too close here.
Yes.
When they were nesting organically, you're like, no, I got to mix it up with my own.
Yeah.
And put a little tension between the two.
Yes.
Yeah.
And some space.
Yeah.
You know? And a lot of people ask me, not knowing my past, like, why don't you do music therapy? Like, it just seems like the obvious
Right.
choice.
You're like, I don't want to do the obvious choice.
Yeah. It's like, it's too obvious. Like, I needed something more in depth, and music therapy is incredible. There's nothing, I really believe in the work that they do. But
the too obvious, producer Tim and I are talking about this a lot because so many students and student parents and administrators are like, how does this major get you to career? They kind of want the obvious, but it's the not so obvious that actually gets us more excited, because when we talk to folks like you, that's how you stay lit to the worlds of your life instead of this is the thing.
Yeah.
Square peg, square fit.
Right.
No, for you, that was not going to work. But people still ask. They still imagine back to what maybe would have been more obvious. And your answer is, tried it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Didn't
Respect,
work.
not
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, totally. So I went to CU for speech therapy, and I loved studying all the things speech. But at the same time, I was also cutting my teeth as a songwriter in Boulder. All that to say, I wasn't maybe the best student because my passions were so divided at that point. And I was having so much fun playing music.
And it wasn't brutal playing in the coffee shop culture where it feels like no one's listening and they're all talking or they have their headphones on. You were okay with that?
Yeah.
Because it gave you a time to practice your craft.
Exactly.
Yeah. Is that what it felt like?
Yeah, and it's still that way. I still have gigs that are like that. And I guess sometimes it used to bother me, aren't you hearing how how hard we worked and the songs that we wrote? But now I see that, there's a time and a place, for different kinds of performances, and the background gigs are fine.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
Do you think of them as that? As background gigs?
Yeah.
You're playing back up to the scene of the world that the people are in. It's not that it's not the audience exchange that's direct.
Exactly.
Because the time that I've seen you, I was there for my buddy producer Tim, but I was quickly very much in a proscenium setting, there for you, staring, riveted, cheering, listening to every lyric, so that when I was listening to your music, I'm like, oh, I remember hearing that song. Yeah. I remember hearing that. Do you prefer that when you have that audience who's wrapped and who's kind of in your spell?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, because you're kind of a spell weaver. It's true.
But see, you're that kind of person. You as an audience member is the best.
You can feel us. You're not scared. We're going to stalk you later. You are singing to us in a way that feels safe. We're not threatening in any way, because I'm just, I really fall in love. And I'm like, oh my God, and they're in love with me too. But do you fall in love with your audience like that? Do you connect? Do you see the people who care?
For me, performance has become very personal, especially with the songs that that have come out. Turns out I just write very melancholy, kind of sad or dark songs most of the time.
But that's not how you go through the world.
No.
But that's...
It used to be, though.
Okay.
It used to be.
Okay. But so it feels like a vestige of you that processes now, or maybe helps you process so that you aren't that.
Maybe,
now.
Yeah. I try to write happy songs and I just can't do it.
But I listen to your songs and I feel happy.
Oh, good.
I don't feel, I mean, I love melancholy. That is my shade. But I listen to your music and I feel like, oh, I could listen to this on a day with sun and want to be walking in the world, not sitting at home, writing in my own journal. It feels real and from your body, but it doesn't feel dark and haunted. You don't feel haunted by what you're singing about. Does that feel true for you?
I think so. I think for a lot of my songwriting it will often come from a place of pain or sorrow or heartbreak. But yeah, I think over the years, I think what you're saying is I've learned how to weave it in with some sunshine and maybe lighten it up a little bit. Yeah. But I'm not going to be writing a funny John Prine song anytime soon. Right. That's just not my style.
No.
But yeah, so
can you give us an example of a lyric that feels close to home but also threads some dapple in it?
Oh, no. Actually, the banjo song would work. Okay, so in the chorus...
You want to play that song?
Oh, yeah.
I really, really, really want to hear you sing.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Ready? Okay. This is a song called High Notes. I was walking down a long road, haunted by your old ghost, an outline of a body tracing my every step, feeling that I could not shake. You're with me at the wake, hugging me tightly, just like the autumn sun. Can you hear my song? The one I wrote a long time ago. Did I hit those high notes? Heading for a time I'll hear your voice again. Soft hands and hard keys, sitting on the bench cheek to cheek, and I still think I can hear your music playing. You taught me all the duets with love and joy, and all the rest would only be second best against my time with you. Can you hear my song? The one I wrote a long time ago. Did I hit those high notes? I'm begging for a time I'll hear your voice again. Maybe it's better your love is in my heart. Through the stormy weather, your love breaks through the dark. In your memory, I am set free. Feel your goodness and your music in me. Now the wind blows through the trees, hear the hushing of the leaves, demanding quiet please to pause and think of what I need. And those shadows are tailing me, no angels are whispering. I want you to come on back and haunt me. So you can hear my song, the one I wrote a long time ago. And you can hear my high notes. I'm heading for a time I'll hear your voice again. I'm heading for a time I'll hear your voice again.
Oh, no. Oh, I feel so lucky. Beautiful, Monica. Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, well, I'm the lucky one. Thanks for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So you like to write in a space of post-process. You're not like T Swift where somebody does you wrong and you're at the grocery store and you're going to go home and write that song about how they cut you off, like, and put their cart in front of yours. Like, you wait a minute.
I think I wait a minute.
Yeah.
I wait a long minute, actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of time between what happens and then when the song happens, for sure.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I've never thought about it that way.
Does that feel true throughout your?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. And every now and then things will pop up that feel like more immediate that make their way into songs. But yeah, it's not like, I don't get like cut off in traffic and then go like rage write a folk song.
Did you listen to folk as a kid? Did you listen? And who first introduced you to music where you heard it? For me, it's always my mom and then my sister. So my mom tracked me, Cat Stevens and Janice Ian. And then my sister started to pull me more towards the alt of, REM and Sinead O'Connor. But I can, yeah. And then my dad gave me jazz. So do you have that lineage, that family tree of music, or the humans that are in your life that got you listening and then where you kept going on that listening path?
Yes. Oh, for sure. So my mom sings and she plays guitar and piano. She, from her, I got Carole King, Townes Van Zandt.
Do you sing together?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. So we sang in church growing up. That's where I when I started cantering, when I first cantered, I was like, oh, this is fun. I really enjoyed cantering and being in front of everyone. And that kind of started maybe my performance journey. So yeah, we sang in churches for a long time. In college, I would invite her to come up and we would do little coffee shop gigs. We had
With your mom?
Yeah.
In college?
Yeah.
The sound of Boulder was folk with Monica and her mom?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Totally. Yeah, we had a gig at the Dairy Center for the Arts. Yeah. Way back, a million years ago.
Did you call yourself a thing?
No.
Yeah.
No.
You and me against the world. Did you? Okay, so you've got your mom. She's a folk singer.
Yeah, mom folk. And then my dad was really big into vinyl and records. And so often on the weekends, a Friday night, we would turn all the lights off and sit in the living room and just listen to music. And it was really special. Very, very special. And that I can still feel the feelings I felt when I was a kid doing that with my parents. That was really cool.
That's sacred secular.
Yeah, it was very cool. Wow. And that was Bob Dylan, the Gypsy Kings.
Oh, I am huge with the Gypsy Kings.
Really?
And my mom. And I just saw them in concert because my mom died and I'm I have to. They were in Denver.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know they were still.
Oh yeah. They have so many albums.
Cool.
Oh, they were amazing. Oh, the Gypsy Kings. Yeah. In the dark on Friday night.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
And Bob Dylan. Okay, so I have a Bob Dylan question because watching the film, I'm watching him, the actor version, Timothy, look at the Joan actress version, and even then it seems like he's just singing down to his own thing. When I watched you perform, you are having conversations.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah.
Yes. And that could be just being so connected to singing and singing with my mom growing up and then being in choirs. It's really a fundamental part of who I am.
Is it wild to think that your music is holding people's memories together? I'll think of my first birthday with Tim and your song, Loving You a Long Time. That's the song that I remember from that night.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I heard it the other day. I'm oh, Tim Grassley's birthday. Oh, and then there was a thing with the babysitter and Jenny had to leave. And then I start to remember the whole night when I hear that song.
Yeah. Oh, funny.
And even I remembered the Chardonnay I was drinking, what brand it was when I heard that. I could see the bottle with the horse on it. Oh, 14 Hands. Hearing that song, which I hadn't thought about until I heard it again. And then I was this is now a time capsule.
Yeah.
Yeah, music as a keeping time capsule.
I've never even thought about it that way. I've never heard of no one's ever told me that before.
But we're doing it. People are doing that. The people who you put under your mystic spell are doing that. They're taking that song and then it moves with them in their lives and holds a bookmark, I imagine.
That's really cool.
It does for me.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. You recently turned 40.
Yes.
Which feels like a kitten to me because I'm now in my 50s. And I remember turning, I was talking to Tim about how when my neighborhood friends turned 30, the dudes all bought themselves monogram bathrobes because they felt 30,
established.
Old. Yeah. And so then 40, which it also felt like a thing. And I had a young kiddo. I had my kid at 38. But it doesn't feel like 50, but it feels like something. Turning 40 for you, there's a book that you're reading that other people I know who turned 40 started reading this book. Yeah, tell me about this book.
That's so funny. Yeah. The book is called Outlive.
Yeah. Outlive who?
That's a good question. I will say sort of off topic, but on topic, is that I feel like our generation, my generation, 40 is like amazing and vibrant and like the best. Yeah. I mean, I'm happier and healthier and more balanced than I've ever been, and like clearer in my like vision. And I actually feel like maybe a real adult, maybe. So that's cool. I am enjoying it.
It's so cool.
I mean, I'm only like 5 days in, and I'm really
You really just turned 40
on Sunday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Having come, okay, so you have a degree. You have a degree that you're not using, people say, right? This is the thing that, do people say that to you? Because that's what I hear about from parents or students like, how am I going to use my degree? You're using your degree.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
100%.
So you feel great about having gotten a degree that you don't have a shingle over your door that says speech, language, and hearing scientist. You don't need that to know that what you studied was valuable and is showing up in your work.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
That's amazing.
And I have to say, I was working as a speech therapy assistant for the past 5 years, but for some reason, I just keep coming back to music. And when I show up to music, it shows up for me. And it's always been that way. And so now I've taken space and time, and I'm older and wiser, as you now know.
Yeah, you are. 5 days.
5 whole days. But I feel like I've come to a place where I can really do it in a balanced way. Is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And take all that knowledge I got from my degree, and even beyond just the specific speech classes, you make connections and you get to know a place, and
nothing is for naught.
Exactly. Yeah. And even though it took me 1,000,000 years to graduate, I did so many cool things, and I met really amazing people. And in this area specifically, I put down roots that are really showing themselves now, you know?
So the connections that you made in college are still building the world that you're in.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. 100%.
I love that. Okay, I don't know if you've listened to the podcast, so if you know the rules to this game, have you listened?
I listened to the ands.
Okay, great.
Anding.
The bad anding?
The anding, like when you and too much.
Yeah, bad anding. Okay, that's like bad Santa. But this is a gift that keeps on giving, and you don't want it. You don't want to be a bad ander. It sounds like you've been a good ander in your life, that you've got the alchemy of anding down, or does it seem like you still maybe and with too many things?
I used to and with too many. I used to be a bad ander.
Bad ander. Give me one example of bad anding.
Well, just like when I was, in college, going to school, I was a server at night. I was teaching music. I was doing private lessons. I was gigging. Just literally running from one thing to the next and making like no money.
Yeah, that's not good ending.
It is bad.
Yeah. But when you can pause and integrate, and bring it together, that's the dream, right? Yeah. That when all the things you love can come together. So I was going to say on the talk show, this isn't a talk show, but on the podcast, we have a game show called The Quick and Dirty, where I ask you a question, and you have to be quick, but you don't have to be dirty. And you put together things either that have and in them, like favorite folk trio, Peter, Paul, and Mary, or you have the word and in it, like the sands of time. Okay, so ready?
I think so.
You're going to do great.
I'm very nervous.
I know, everyone gets really nervous. This is my favorite part. Okay, and this doesn't have to be real. Ready? That's so funny. My sheet says the sands of time. I didn't even know. Tim Grassley. Okay, your next solo album that would have and in it. It doesn't have to be real. You can make this up right now.
Just the name of the solo album?
Yeah, of a dream solo album that has and in it. Quick, not dirty.
Sorry. Yeah, this is not quick. I'm not being quick at all.
Tim can edit the ums out.
Okay.
You'll sound really fast.
This is really terrible. Can you ask me the question again?
Okay, you're going to make an album.
I'm going to make an album.
It's going to have multiple things in it. Yeah. You're going to connect those things with the word and. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be on a cover of an album. So you want to like it. You want to agree with it. What are those things?
They are, I'm going to say dreams and sorrow.
Ooh, I love dreams and sorrow.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's really good. Okay, famous or not famous, people you know or people you haven't ever met that you really want to sing with?
I would love to sing with Gillian Welch or David Rollins.
Okay.
Adele would be magical.
She would be so lucky.
And I'm not going to lie, Taylor Swift.
Dude.
I think that'd be cool.
It would be amazing.
Oh, Cynthia from Wicked. I have to, her voice is like...
Beyond.
Beyond.
Yeah. I was going to say, what are your favorite Wicked tracks? Go.
Oh, I'm Not That Girl.
Yeah.
And The Wizard and I. Those are my two faves.
There, and you got the and in there.
Look at me.
Look at you go. I
I'm
know.
winning.
I was joking with producer Tim that Defying Gravity is like the theme song of perimenopause, because that's what it is Defying Gravity. It's so many new bras, and you have to keep trying them to get it right. Just wait. You've got these 10 years. Just love it now. Okay. What are the worst kid names for folk singers?
Oh, the worst kid names?
Yeah, like things you would name your child as a folk singer that you're like, oh God, that so says that my parents are folk singers.
My son's name is Cadence,
God,
which
that's
feels
perfect.
very on the nose.
That's on the nose, but not bad.
No, I
But
mean,
it's a folk.
I'm,
I might say to your son, oh, conductor or folk singer?
yeah, conductor. That's hilarious.
Like the worst, like terrible.
Like ukulele and G-string.
Oh my God, those are the worst.
Those are bad.
You win. Okay,
Thank you.
You win. The best kept secret music venues in town that you're going to tell us, and then we're all going to go, and then they're going to be ruined. Go.
In town, like Boulder or in
ish.
town?
Yeah, that I could get to go see a show tonight if I wanted.
I feel like Roots Music Project is a really nice little gem in Boulder.
Yeah.
In Longmont, the Times Collaborative is a nice, cute little venue. Yeah, I would say, if you're into this genre, the Star House up Sunshine Canyon hosts really
Mystical.
Yeah, very mystical.
Okay.
That's a pretty special place.
Okay, I haven't heard of any of those, so those are good secrets except for the second one that I know. Okay, campus spots that bring you warm fuzzies, that take you back down a nostalgic path.
For some reason, the planetarium.
Yeah.
I took a couple classes in the planetarium.
Led Zeppelin to come to mind? Did they do a laser show?
I didn't go to the laser show. Oh, these were actual like classes.
That's so rad. They do a Taylor Swift laser show at the
Oh
planetarium.
my gosh, that's incredible. I might have to go.
Oh, I love that. Okay, now's the time where you get to tell a send-off or a birthday wish to yourself or a blessing, or for you maybe a song lyric that would be a really incredible chorus where you start it with and may you feel like you never have to walk in shoes that collect rocks, something like that, but better.
Okay, so I have to write that right now?
Right now.
On the spot?
Right now.
Okay.
That it would be your dream, like if someone was going to carry something in their heart as they went into their next adventure, what would you want to send them off with?
I guess I'm thinking about my son as I'm like thinking about this, like, may you meet your challenges with curiosity and feel light in your heart.
And that was CU alum and mystic folk goddess, Monica LaBonte, on the Ampersand. For more information about Monica and her songwriting series, Mixtape, see our show notes. The Ampersand is a production of the College of Arts and Sciences at the University of Colorado Boulder. It is written and produced by me, Erika Randall, and Tim Grassley. If there are people you'd like us to interview on the Ampersand, do please email us at asinfo@colorado.edu. Our theme music was composed and performed by Nelson Walker, and the episodes are recorded at Interplay Recording in Boulder, Colorado. I'm Erika Randall, and this is the Ampersand.